This is episode 144, Red Leaf Retrocast, Anime Edition. My God, we're talking delinquents again, and bikers, and men. I'm ready. Let's go. Tori, it was your pick. Why did you pick such an anime? Pick.
Well, so the anime we're going to be talking about today is called Shounan Bakusouzoku. And I picked it because, I mean, come on. 80s OVA, 12 episodes, hour-long episodes, bikers, delinquents, men, pompadours.
The pompadours were incredible.
Mohawks.
Torrents. Why wouldn't you talk about this anime?
Dude, I was, when I saw it, I'm like, oh, Bebop High School Part 2, let's do it. Which is an episode we covered in the past, and I gotta say, that one was very enjoyable, so I had high hopes for this, to say the least, but I had no idea what I was truly in for.
This was a ride.
Yeah, we go from
literally
80s mokery to manly men doing manly things on the open road, where no man can tell us what to do.
To 30-year-olds in high school. At least, I think they were... okay, maybe not, but they sure looked like it.
Yeah. The recurrent joke of Harasawa looking like an old man.
Oh, is that your father?
Yeah, right. Okay.
The little girlfriend episode. It's like, oh...
she's like
cool.
14 or
Which
something.
Which university are you going for? I was like, university? What the hell? I mean, high school.
Okay, so before we get into that, I figured it'd be fun. We haven't done this in a few years, but Crunchyroll had some awards again. Their 7th one.
Damn, I can't believe they've actually had 7.
Well, our podcast has been around for, I think, let's see. 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 6 years.
We've
actually like covered, kind of been around as long as that. So, not bad.
I watched the first Crunchyroll Awards with Tori in the middle of the night.
That was true.
That was one of the worst decisions I took in my fucking life.
That wasn't good.
You fucking shut your mouth. That was fun.
Oh my God, it was so...
The awards were awful, but it was fun.
I have... Now that I said that, I had flashbacks of the live stream. Oh man. They had a DJ.
Mm.
Oh, they
put a Japanese...
And it was terrible.
They put a Japanese director to talk to a crowd of like 10 people. And he looked extremely uncomfortable throughout the whole thing. I wish they would do that again.
Right?
I thought they were going to do it with like COVID restrictions going down, but guess not.
I really like that they tried to play it off.
A lot of the money.
True. I really like that they tried to play it off as they had a lot of people in the crowd when in reality it was just a bunch of Crunchyroll employees.
Yeah, it's like 10 people. It was like, cool.
Well, okay. I figured it'd be fun to kind of go over these awards. What do you say we give our loose thoughts and what we think should have won? Because clearly, it's always wrong and they never make the right decisions, right? Okay, good.
Yes, and that is definitely true. And also, I am definitely an expert at this, and my opinion is very valid, considering I watched so many shows last year.
Yes, of course. I mean, we are an anime podcast, after all.
Hell yeah.
So what if we probably could give you the better answer from 1986 over 2022?
I watched so many shows last year. That's why I think insert 80s anime should have won.
Actually, I can look up how many I did watch last year. Let's see. I watched
a lot.
I watched 27 shows last year, so I'm pretty good.
Yeah, seems right.
Yeah.
I watched enough to know the winners and comment on them.
Excellent.
Especially because the nominees are the same for every single category, so it doesn't really matter.
Excellent. Yeah, so as long as you watch 5 shows, you're good.
Issue. Yep. They never fixed that issue where it's like, everything, or fucking the same shows are nominated in literally every category. Because fucking hell.
Okay. So let's go through this really quick. Anime of the year. We're just going to start from the from the top. Looks like Cyberpunk Edge Runners won. The other nominees were Demon Slayer District Arc, Attack on Titan Final Season Part 2, Licorice Recoil, Ranking of Kings, and Spy X Family. I think Spy Family should have won.
I think Cyberpunk winning is fine. I watched 5 episodes and I still need to finish it.
See,
But
you remember I didn't really care for it.
I cared for it. It's just like I watched it up to episode 5 in a sit, and I was watching it with a friend of mine, and then we came together, and it's like, oh, how many episodes did you watch? Like, 5. I was like, same. And we kind of stopped. So I'm kind of waiting him to continue so I can keep watching. But I don't mind. I think out of the 5 episodes I've watched, it was very solid and well done. Probably one of the best Netflix animes so far.
Could be.
Since Spy X Family won another prize that I think is well deserved, I'm okay. If I would put a roundup, would be Ranking of Kings. I haven't watched it, but everyone speaks highly of it.
But wasn't that 2021?
It's because they get it's fall of an year to fall of the beginning of fall of the other year.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So this is fall 2021 up to end of summer 2022. And then next year is going to be fall 2023. No, wait. Yes, fall 2022 up to summer 2023.
What did I give Ranking of
People
Kings?
were complaining about where the line is for those.
Yeah, it seems
So
odd
the shows
when
should be nominated. I would put on winter. Like I would put winter,
Right.
but
winter to winter.
you have voting, and you have selections. You need to talk to people. They need to accept. There's a lot of work that comes to it. So it's fine. It's still Crunchyroll shows. They can do whatever the hell they want with the anime awards.
No, they need an objective line in the sand like we do with 15 years, which is objectively retro.
That is no,
Yes.
it's absolutely correct, and everyone should agree with us.
Of course, because it's not an opinion. It's not something we just figured out. It's not just a fucking line in the sand that we just randomly drew one day. It is definitely scientifically researched, studied, peer-reviewed. Right.
It's facts. It's not opinion. Come on. Some say factual opinions. I could agree with that.
Some say factual opinions. I could agree with that because it's my opinion.
Okay. I do see that it does specifically say Ranking of Kings Core 2 specifically.
Okay. No wonder it didn't win. Core 2 sucked. I don't know. Don't watch it. Nah.
Hey,
I mean, like, I understand.
Stated.
Yeah, as objectively said, yes. No, but I do understand Cyberpunk. It's like, Cyberpunk was that, like, it's one of those anime that just comes along, but it kind of saved Cyberpunk, like, the game. So it's like, because it was pretty good and people really loved it. And it's like, it became like an introduction point or like a reintroduction point to anime for a lot of people. I were like, whatever. I've kind of grown tired of anime. So, I mean, I don't think it's undeserved, but I also haven't seen it. So I can't be like, yes, definitely.
I think it is a weird anime that everything worked. The fact it was on Netflix, the fact it is a European novel, right? Cyberpunk is European, I think.
I think so.
From City Project Red and Trigger. Trigger was kind of sucking, not gonna lie. And they kind of also got saved by Cyberpunk. The music's great. The animation is great. The theme is great. So I have no complaints, at least on Anime of the Year. I have no complaints of being Cyberpunk. Although it's Netflix anime.
Sure.
But it's one of the best Netflix animes. So again, I cannot really complain about it. I can think of, I watched Spy X Family. I don't think it deserves to be Anime of the Year. I watched Licorice Recoil. Fuck that show.
Yeah, that's
Demon
the one that
Slayer.
stands out on the top list. I'm like, I don't know about that one.
Demon Slayer is it's Demon Slayer.
Sure.
I have a neutral opinion over it. I think the Entertainment District arc is one of the weakest of the manga.
I don't know. I really enjoyed that. I could
I
say,
also
I
enjoy
understand
it.
why it's at the top.
I just think narratively and just narratively is kind of weak. There's
That's
better
fair,
ones.
yeah.
The hidden village of the blacksmiths is a cool arc. I think it's after this one. The train is the one before the entertainment arc, and
Train was
it's
good.
also very good.
Train was good.
So it's just that the entertainment district arc is sandwiched between better arcs and it kind of like way better arcs. So it kind of gets stuck in a hard place. Attack on Titan final season part 2 is a practice from MAPPA and the funding committee that should not be praised and should not be in any shape or form encouraged. So it should also. I have nothing against Attack on Titan. I just think what they're doing with it is something that we should not praise in any capability. Giving it awards is praising it in a sense. So I cannot say you should be winning awards. I don't think you should. Again, it's kind of the same thing MAPPA as well with Chainsaw Man. Because Chainsaw Man is going to win everything next year, you have practices that should not be praised and should not be enforced by featuring it, such as Attack on Titan season 2, season finale, part 2, that is going to part 3/1, separated into 3 episodes for international releases.
Right, it's garbage.
It's not that Attack on Titan or the final season is garbage. It's just that what MAPPA is doing with it is kind of bad. So I don't agree of it being in any list.
No,
due to the malpractices of the market.
So I'm just looking at my Excel sheet here that I got from Mal, and looks like my top anime of 2022 were Bleach, 1,000 Year Blood War arc, Spy Family across the board. Is it wrong to pick up Girls in a Dungeon 4? The 4th season. You guys remember I talked really highly about it. Summertime Rendering and the Sorcery Fight movie, Jujutsu Kaisen.
I haven't watched the movie yet.
Those were kind of at the...
I'm waiting for the second season.
Those were hanging at the top of my list from last year. Okay, we move on. Best OG Anime Original. Licorice Recoil gets the awards. The other nominees were Birdie Wing, Golf Girl Story, Healer Girl, The Orbital Children, Vampire in the Garden, Yuri Deco. I only watched Licorice Recoil on this list, and with nominees like that, I understand why it won.
Yeah, like the only two shows I've heard anything about here is Licorice Recoil and Birdie Wing Golf Girl Story, which I also heard people liked, which I think that got a second season actually.
Oh wow.
So, but yeah, other than that, I've literally not even heard of any of these other shows. So yeah, I guess that tells us all we need to know.
I think I watched one episode of Healer Girls. Birdie Wing is extremely goofy. It is like Captain Tsubasa, but with women in golf. So everyone has kind of like special attacks.
Oh no!
And stuff. It's kind of like.
I thought you were going to.
Are you saying women have special attacks?
They do. Like there's. I remember like.
So it's Hot Shots Golf, the anime.
I was in Sakugaburo, I think, and there was like this gif of the woman just. It wasn't like in a tempest or something. She hits the ball's just going a branch of a tree fall off, and the ball is going so fast and so strong that it breaks through the fucking branch. It's like, okay, that's kind of like, or like through the tree itself.
That sounds
like okay, that's a little bit too goofy for me, but I can see why people like it. However, being on the list of best originals kind of tells something that last year, or in the time span, Crunchyroll decided on anime to be on the Anime Awards. The original shows weren't the best.
No, it was a weak year. Best anime character design. The winner was the Demon Slayer person, The other nominees
Akira
were...
Matsushima.
Yes. Ranking of Kings, Spy Family, My Dress Up Darling, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Stone Ocean, and Cyberpunk Edge Runners. I got no issue with any of those, really. I really liked a lot of the character designs in all of these.
Fucking Yo-Yo.
That's all.
Yo-Yo.
That's all you need to do. Yo-Yo
Shinari was snubbed. He was snubbed, and I'm definitely not biased.
Okay.
Totally not biased.
Oh, I'm uber biased. Because Demon Slayer is not an original fucking series. They're improving on already existing character design.
Ah, that's a good argument. I like that.
Yo-Yo Shinari came out of fucking nowhere and be like, Yo-Yo Shinari, I'm fucking awesome. And they did the designs for Trigger and Edge Runners. So I think all of it should be the original ones to win. Unless it is extremely different from the original source, which Demon Slayer kind of is. The manga.
So are you hearing this man Hickey making a solid argument and backing it up with a strong opinion?
Yeah,
the manga of Demon Slayer is kind of goofy. It's like comparing one manga of like Mob Psycho or One Punch Man to the better drawn one. When you compare to the manga and the anime, so I can kind of concede it's different enough to be an original on its own.
Okay.
The
rest, it's JoJo. Come on, if you change JoJo's design, you're dead. You're literally dead. Someone is gonna hunt you like a goddamn dog.
Best animation was also Demon Slayer. The other nominees were Akebi's Sailor Uniform, Attack on Titan, Cyberpunk, Ranking of Kings, Spy Family. Sure.
I love how I know all of these anime except for Akebi's Sailor Uniform.
I have never heard of Akebi's Sailor Uniform.
I watched Akebi, and the animation is really good.
Oh, okay.
Is it like, is there something behind it, or is it literally just one of those random shows that came out of nowhere?
It is one of those random shows that came out of nowhere.
Okay,
it's
good.
The girl really likes like sailor uniforms, so she decided to enroll on a school to be able to use the sailor uniform. When she gets there, she discovers the school changed the uniform, so everyone uses blazers now.
I think obviously
the school gives her a permission to use the old 80s uniform. That is the sailor uniform. And so, like, it's about, like, she's also kind of, like, a beautiful woman, as they tell in the show. So there's a bunch of, animation flares, and she's very athletic. She's very ballerina-like. So you have those, although she's kind of a goofy ball as well. She runs without shoes and physical education and whatnot. So we have a lot of flair. She's very flexible. Very beautiful. So we have, like, those kind of model-like shots. When it comes down to animation and design of the characters as well, color choice, it is very bright, it's very nice to watch, but came out of nowhere. Yes, it's very simplistic, but I think it's a beautiful show. It's a beautiful looking show. Definitely should be on the nomination. There isn't a lot of, how can I put it? There isn't a lot of long and complex animation scenes, except some like gymnastics. She does gymnastics. That's why some gymnastics shots.
Okay.
So in a sense, Demon Slayer and Attack on Titan, Cyberpunk, they have long fighting scenes,
right?
Which makes sense to be on bad animation to show that art. But Akebi does have them in a smaller scale. It's still
I think I might have seen some GIFs put out online over the last couple of days from that show, actually, with some of the gymnastics.
The hair physics are great.
Okay.
As an Idol Master fan, I enjoy my hair physics in anime.
Best new anime series, Spy Family. Runners up were Call of the Night, Cyberpunk, Licorice Recoil, My Dress Up Darling, and Ya Boy Kongming.
Ya Boy Kongming got robbed.
No, it didn't. It did not.
All right, let me just run through these. Best
But I agree
continue.
on Spy X Family.
Yes, Spy
but
Family. It finally
although-
won. I liked it.
Yeah, and that's the award I was talking about.
Okay.
It won best, new series.
Oh, I see one that JD will be very happy about.
Yeah, best
And
continuing anime
it's-
series, One Piece. Woo! Finally, recognition.
Shock horror that they had to come up with a fucking category for One Piece to win.
Beat out Attack on Titan, Demon Slayer, JoJo, Kaguya-sama, Love is War, and Made in Abyss, the Golden City of the Scorchers. All of them scrub anime. Step aside, One Piece reigns supreme. There we go.
Although, to be fair, continuing anime is something they had for a while. I wonder why suddenly One Piece got nominated. Why did they suddenly figure out that One Piece exists and is still going on? Because they've had continuing series before, but it's never
where's
nominated.
Detective Conan for nomination? Come on.
Hopefully,
JD, I don't think Detective Conan is as popular in
Oh,
the West.
what?
I'm sorry to say.
Oh,
I know. It's shocking to hear that. I know you've been living a lie your entire life, but it's the truth. I know, dude. Trust me. Not everyone goes out and just gathers together at a bar to watch the latest episode of.
But the murder
Detective
mysteries,
Conan,
you must solve them. Best anime opening sequence was Attack on Titan, whatever it was. The other
dude,
one,
Rumbling.
yeah, boy, Kong Main got robbed because Chiki Chiki Bon Bon is a really good song.
Yeah,
That
but everybody
one,
loves the
W
rumbling.
series.
okay.
Like that song, especially because it was like a Czech song, they fucking bought the rights to. Or like it's Slovenian, it's something like that. It's a East European song. They bought the rights and rewrote the lyrics for it.
Oh, that sounds cool.
Hell
Okay.
yeah.
I agree, they got robbed.
Yeah.
It is really it's really good.
Should I pull it up and play it right now?
Disagree on that.
Maybe I should.
Yeah, you can play it.
All right, Chicky Chicky Bong Bong. I'm gonna play that.
Chicky Chicky Bong Bong.
Cheeky Cheeky Bomb Bomb.
By
You got
Queendom.
fucking
Okay.
by Queendom.
Bong Cloud.
Best ending comedy.
Woo! Love that ending.
But
Dude, that ending is fucking good.
you've
Are
questioned a little
are you sure?
I'm pretty
Right.
sure. Yeah.
You're pretty sure?
I think I like comedy a lot. I think it's pretty okay
They
song.
call-
I might
they
have
call
listened
it
to it
a
like
nice-
Would you say it's
500
funny?
times. No, I would not say it's funny.
Okay,
I would say it's pretty good.
just good.
The Call of the Night one is
I
also
really
a
like the
very
Call of the
good
Night
song.
one. That was All right, let's see. It's
And then
loading.
it's like this song was like it's 3 years older than the anime, and it has the same name of the manga. It's kind of funny.
All right, I'm playing the
Maybe
song
it's
now.
inspired. The anime,
Chicky
that is.
Chicky Bong Bong.
Or the manga.
Best movie. Let's go, JD.
Okay,
You
yeah,
just
good
skip
song.
best
I like it.
score?
Whoa,
Damn,
hold on.
Dude,
Hey, this
like I
is
said,
my
I
award
am
show.
ignoring Attack on Titan.
Best anime score was indeed Attack on Titan with a bunch of scrubs underneath it. Best anime film,
Dude,
Jujutsu
no
Kaisen.
name lost
To be fair,
score.
No Name has actually been producing a lot of bad music.
Oh, okay.
I'm kind of surprised because I used to really like No Name, but like some of their
Same.
more
I
recent
still
stuff has
like
been
them.
really bad.
Still like them.
All right. The Jujutsu Kaisen movie won Best Film. I agree. The other nominees were... The only one that matters is One Piece Film Red.
No, of course.
What
You
about
don't care for Bubble?
I did not care for Bubble. I did not.
I
All
also
right.
did not. People are like, yes, they kind of pulled a Chainsaw Man. There was a lot of marketing, but the movie was kind of meh.
Was there like a controversy around Bubble or something?
No, it was just like very mid.
Oh.
They put a lot of
Okay.
effort in promoting the movie and having all the thing of flare animation and man, 10 times the detail, 16 times the size.
Mm.
And people went to the movie theaters like, yeah, it's a bad, yeah.
Best
it's a
anime.
Really
really
bad. It's a
Best
movie.
anime song.
Dude,
Isn't this
what
just
is
the same
point
as
of this?
opening and ending? What's the point of
Yeah,
this
it's
award?
like we have a fucking opening and ending fucking awards thing, and then we have a best anime song. Like, I'm sorry, were the other ones not anime songs?
Yeah,
All right,
I
so we'll
think
skip that one. Best anime director.
for this one. Hold on.
Ah!
JD, let me cook. Let me cook.
No cooking.
No,
Don't let him
cooking.
cook.
I think for best anime song should be insert songs and not endings and openings, because
That I can agree with.
we have a bunch of idol anime. We have, again, Yaboy Kongmin still had a bunch of insert songs in the middle of it, and like theme songs that have actually singing parts. Movies have a bunch of them.
Yep, which one is nominated here?
Yeah. So we could have seen New Genesis the song from Ado? I think it is.
I think so, yeah.
So like if it was insert songs, then I would agree. But
it seems like it's a mix of a mix. It's insert songs and it's just general anime songs, which makes no fucking sense.
It would be nice if it was like insert songs only.
But we all know nobody gives a shit about insert songs. That's why they don't do it.
We would see some interesting nominees that would kind of.
But this isn't about interesting This isn't about interesting nominees. This is about the Crunchyroll award, and they only want to highlight the most popular shit. That's the only thing they care about. So they just want to make categories for the most popular shows to win, always.
Yeah.
Okay, best anime director. Hotaro Shotozaki from Demon Slayer.
Let's see what this guy has done in his life.
Demon Slayer.
Demon Slayer.
Didn't give it to Hiroyuki Imaishi, man.
What has he done in his life, Icky?
Let me take a look.
All right, as you're doing that.
Kimetsu no Yaiba, Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works key animation.
Oh,
shit.
Wait, key animation?
Key animation, yeah. No talent, man.
He was the director of Tales of Zestiria, the Cross second season.
Ah, yes.
Oh, yeah, who could forget?
Tales of Zestiria, Kimetsu no Yaiba.
Can't believe it's worked at Ufotable.
Tales.
Oh wait, hold on.
he was animation director on Ip Man 98.
Okay, never mind. He's goated.
Yeah,
he's my man.
Yeah, all the director jobs, only Tales of Anime and Kimetsu no Yaiba, pretty much.
Yep.
All right, so he's a bum.
And then a bunch
You don't
of
care about
key animation. He was key animator on 07 Ghost.
All right, best main anime character, Eren Yeager. Whatever.
Shocking. Woo.
Best supporting anime character, Anya Forger. Damn right she was.
Shocking.
Best must protect at all costs. What is this award? I'm skipping that.
I don't know. Like I said, these are just the fucking stupid thing. This is the category that's made for Anya to win.
Marin Kitagawa got fucking robbed, dude.
Nah, fuck you, dude.
What the fuck, dude?
No. Hold on.
What the hell?
Then how did if this is okay? We won't skip this category then. Must protect at all costs, motherfucker. There was an anime about a deaf child.
Nobody cares, JD. It's not popular.
Was he not orphan enough?
Like
Christ.
On supporting character, Rebecca got fucking robbed as well, dude.
Nah.
All right, best action anime, Demon Slayer. Best comedy, Spy Family. Best drama, Attack on Titan. Best fantasy anime, Demon Slayer. Best romance anime, Kaguya Love is War. Sure, I guess. And then... I might as well finish. There's only two left. Best voice acting performance, Eren Yeager.
Lost best fantasy. Wow.
Yuki Kaji.
And then best voice acting performance was Zach Aguilar, David Martinez in Cyberpunk. Sure, I guess.
In Portuguese, it was Nina Carvalho.
Well, to be fair, Made in Abyss should not have won best anything.
As Anya Forger.
Overlord
I don't know
4
any
was,
of those.
Nominated. Man,
I don't know any of those.
Pick up Girls in a Dungeon, just nothing.
Let's Go Decken Bloodline got a fucking nomination.
I'm mostly confused about how, like, I mean, I understand why, but that took me by surprise. Best VA performance, Arabic, Amal Hawalja, or however you pronounce that, for Hunter x Hunter, for Gone. Like, damn, dude. It's a bit It's a bit late, isn't it? It's a bit out of date. I mean, I understand it's probably just gotten fucking dubbed, but
All right, so what was all the like controversy, Tori? You were telling me about that before we were on air.
I don't remember exactly what it is, but it was in regards to Demon Slayer and like how you win something when you weren't even responsible for the best parts of the show. So yeah,
Okay.
But hey, that's the nice thing of having your name attached to something popular. It's like, hey, people just assume you did everything.
Yeah, I suppose. Okay. Okay.
The danger of generalizing by director.
Right. I guess we'll talk. Let's see. How far are we into this podcast already? 30 minutes.
30 minutes.
We got to talk about this. We got to talk about Biker Kids. Way better.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's what should be anime of the year 2023.
They really should.
Really? Yeah.
But they need to release it first. They need to release it first, and then it can be.
It has been at least translated this year. Well, we'll get into that. Here, I'm playing the drop. Playing the drop. There we go. Or not. Why aren't you playing? There we go. Okay. Tori, you got this shit in front of you? You ready?
Sure.
Are you going to do the honors, or should I?
I mean, I have it in front of me, so I can read off the synopsis and whatnot, and then we can talk about it.
All yours.
All right. So Shounan Bakusouzoku, or Bomber Bikers of Shounan.
Damn right.
It's a 12-episode OVA that aired in Japan from 1986 to 1999. It's by Toei Animation. It's based on a manga. It's a shonen with delinquents. It's 53 minutes per episode.
Oh.
And it was directed by Nobutaka Nishizawa for episodes 1 through 10, and Norio Sasaki for episodes 11 through 12.
Interesting. I wonder why those. I was wondering why those last 2 episodes were a little different. Okay.
So Nobutaka Nishizawa is responsible for shit like Slam Dunk, for example.
Damn fucking right he was.
Good show.
He's worked on some Galaxy Express 39
Another
stuff,
one we covered.
Millennia. Yep, Queen Millennia, stuff like that. Pretty goated.
He was an episode director. No, well, hold on. He was an episode director for Ginga and Nagaboshi Gin. Fucking dog anime. Come on, let's go.
Right?
Leiji did die, yeah. Leiji Matsumoto sadly passed away.
Yeah.
Which sucks, but you know.
Mazinger Z, let's go.
Mazinger Z.
1973 Mazinger Z.
I'm gonna say this. This director here, this Nobutaka Nishizawa, he's got some talent.
You think so?
I know, controversial statement. But he's a good man.
Bad news though. He died in 2015.
Well, we all die sometimes. And I bet he went out on a bike being a man.
Hell yeah. At least he has a pretty good fucking track record.
Yeah. It was cool. He dyed his hair. And he went around with a fucking Yakuza style suite everywhere. He was a cool guy.
I bet he smoked a cigar, put on a big pompadour wig. It just went out.
Wig?
Yeah, oh yeah. Well, you think he grew his hair out for his? I don't know.
Absolutely.
I don't know what he did.
Absolutely.
I don't know how old he was when he died.
But yeah, nah.
12 hours this took.
Almost.
Almost. Wow.
Oh yeah, I should probably do the synopsis as well,
yeah,
which I didn't
probably,
do. Anyways, so yeah, the synopsis from my anime list, because why not? In Japan, the country that inspired the slogan, "Born to be mild," the blood of young men still runs hot. In the old days, they'd go off into the country and hack each other up with swords. But these days, what with school? That isn't very practical. So some of them do something very un-Japanese. They strap on a big bike, roar around annoying people, and pound anyone they consider dishonorable.
Oh, do they now?
Now meet Eguchi Yosuke, leader of a high school biker gang, and the school's handicrafts club, which means he divides his time between fist fights and fancy needlework. And if you think he's weird, wait until you meet the rest of his gang.
Phenomenal. So, right away when I started episode 1 earlier in the week, it shows this guy doing needlework and he's hanging out with all these hot chicks in school. He's giving them pointers. I was like, this man knows what he's doing. He's not afraid to show his sensitive side, but he's also not afraid to hit the road and pound some faces in if they give some girls some negative lip. Know what I'm saying? That was like episode, 3? 3 was that? He just pulls over in the pouring rain. I just happened to my bike broke down, and I just happened to overhear what this guy was saying, and I didn't like it. Oh, would you look at that? My bike is fixed. I'll see you later. Yeah. Swifts the pompadour up in the rain and goes away. The line is,
there's a lot of that in the episodes, though. Like they go over that many times where it's like, listen, no real man would ever make a woman cry.
Never.
And then they proceed to punch the shit out of them.
It was a very recurring theme.
Okay. It was like, oh man, that guy is passed out, and they just keep plummeting it, and just the blood. A fucking blood pool started forming, and it's like, I think that guy's dead.
That last fucking episode with the guy just standing over the guy he beat up and just kicking him forever. It's like, goddamn, dude.
I think you got him. There's a lot of that, yeah. Okay, so I guess we're just gonna kind of bounce around and talk about our favorite spots for a while. Let me tell you this. This show is a prime example of supporting CTE. And in 2023, I find it hilarious because there's what is that, episode 4 or something, where the one of the guys is actually kind of in this like part-time boxing club at school, and there's a teacher that will literally go up to him and punch his face in and goes, "Yeah, you want some more of that? Come to the boxing club." They're like, "Yes, sir." And then he's in a tournament. You just wouldn't get this today. He's in a tournament, and they're like going rounds upon rounds, pummeling each other's faces. They're swollen, and they're just going, "Yeah, get up, get back in there, boy." over and over again.
Over a practice match as well. That's great. That was with Gonda.
Oh,
which, by the way, dude, can we just talk about Gonda for a second?
Match or the guy, dude, Gonda is a fucking awesome character.
Right? The first episode, he's made to be such a fucking. The first episode, he's made to be such a like weak fucking leader. Like you think like, this guy's just gonna be like the comic relief guy who just comes up to try to fucking get one over on Eguchi, and then he gets beat up, and then he runs away, and then fucking they just instantly go like, "Oh yeah, that's what you think." Nah, this guy's actually pretty cool.
The second episode is already like two of the new gang members of his gang going around torturing the girl and causing like this misunderstanding, and Gon is like, "I don't give a shit about the misunderstanding. I just want to beat the shit out of Eguchi. I don't give a shit."
Way more important.
That Gon is cool. And he drives a 1,000, I think it's a 1,000 cc bike.
Oh man,
he calls it a GPZ. But it's a Suzuki GSX 1100, I believe, because of the frame of it, how it looks. But yeah, he's a cool dude. He's goofy. He's the perfect mixture of goofy and cool guy. He reminds me of the Lupin cop.
Oh yeah, Zenigata. Kinda, yeah.
Yeah, he kind of reminds me of Zenigata. The way he acts.
Yep. It's like you think he's incompetent until he just suddenly shows up and just kicks like 30 people's asses, and he's like, "Okay, never mind. There is a reason why this guy's the leader of a biker gang."
Of course.
Yeah. Even going to other gang is like, dude, this is not the code. You guys are disrespecting fucking code, dude. You're attacking civilians. You're not letting ambulances go through. This is against honor. This is against the code. It's like, oh man, the code is cool.
All right, so the main members of our bomber biker gang, are Yosuke Eguchi.
Hmm.
Let's see. We got. I'm trying to find the list of the
Sakurai.
names. Shinji
Shinji
Sakurai.
Yeah, with the guy
Takuji
with the
Marukawa.
mask,
Murakawa,
the Mohawk,
Ishikawa,
Akira,
Harasawa.
Ishikawa, and Harasawa.
I think that's all.
The big dude. Yes.
The big dude, the 35-plus-year-old.
Yeah, no problem there.
And I have the motorcycle of everyone. Let's go because I identified some of them.
Mm.
And then I had to go to obscure Japanese sites to find the other ones because this show has zero information.
Oh yeah.
So Eguchi drives a Suzuki GS 400 Custom because he customizes it. There's a full episode of him just going around customizing it.
Okay, question.
Yes.
How did these characters get the money to pay for these bikes?
Selling their own shit and recycling. Looks like it. And
Looks like
working
it.
part-time jobs because they
Well, I know one of
mention
them has a
that.
part-time job. They explain that.
All of them have.
Do they?
Harasawa's the one who works with this for his father's company, but
Yeah,
they
there's
kind of
that
all do
one.
random
Yeah.
shit.
Harasawa works for his father company and gives part-time jobs for the rest of the gang.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay.
Akira Ishikawa works with his father as well. It's shown in
did.
episode 11, but they sell vegetables, basically. Sakurai works with his father as well in a newspaper, a local newspaper. It's shown he's like working, not only delivering the newspaper, trying to sell newspaper, but also him inside of the publication, sitting and then talking on the phone. It's like, oh man, things are kind of hectic and work right now. Eguchi just keeps jumping from part-time to part-time because he's kind of a dick. So he just gets fired, I guess.
Oh, okay, all right.
Also
The
tries to
only
sell bottle
person-
caps.
Yeah, the only person
Bottle
who
caps.
wasn't shown any different set of part-times was Marukawa. But he works with Harasawa as well. He's been shown working with Harasawa in construction, so that's basically how they get money.
They're living life.
Very wacky. I did get a kick out of they're like God, what are they were talking early on in the early episodes. They just kind of briefly mentioned it's like, I'll get my license next year. I just got my license. So this is all like super new to them technically, I guess.
Yeah, they're in last year of high school.
Right.
I know
Yes.
the show stayed on production for like 10 years, but or more than 10 years actually, but it's just the last year of high school that they are.
They jump around a bit, though. We see from like when they joined as well and whatnot, so
Yeah,
it jumps around a little bit.
There's some background as well. There's one episode that is just, well, 2 episodes, there are kind of flashbacks.
Right.
And even a flashback to the old fucking Shounan Bombers. Yeah, the old gang.
Yeah, I kinda
it's a
wish they did
flashback,
a little
but
bit more of
It's
that.
just like 2 years before.
Right?
Yeah, it's like ancient history, but it was just a couple years ago.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's funny though when they do that shit. It's just like, remember back in the good old days? It's like, bro, that was literally last year.
Oh.
Yeah, the good old days, man.
Okay. Eguchi drives the Suzuki GS400. The Sakurai, the guy with the mask, the face mask, is a Suzuki GT380. There's a full episode on that, on that bike being broke down, and the first love kind of high school thing. That episode is sad.
Yeah.
Marukawa, guy with Mohawk, drives a Kawasaki KH400. Akira, the son of the Yakuza dude, drives a Honda CB400, which my father actually owned one of those bikes in the same time frame. Gonda, our favorite character, drives a GS 1000, like GSX 1100, I think. Could be a GS 1000S as well. And Harasawa,
he rides in the back.
he rides in the back until the last episode.
Yeah.
And the last episode, there's a detail on that thing that will haunt me for decades. This show ended in 1999. So the last episode was kind of produced in 1997, 1998.
Mm-hmm.
But the year they are on is 1983, 1894. Hanasawa doesn't have a license, but in the last episode, because it's the graduation episode,
Right.
Hanasawa gets a license and buys a car.
Mm-hmm.
And the car is like this very luxurious car. Basically, as I was looking at that car, everything was wrong with it. It looks like a Datsun.
Okay.
The upper part looks like a Datsun. The lower part is a Toyota Celica with a different grille. But the badge on the car is a Lexus badge. From like the Toyota, luxury brand. The thing is, the first Lexus car came out in 1989. So, and it looks like a normal sedan. So basically, some guy in 88 thought like, oh, he's buying a second-hand car. Okay,
Right.
which one is it's a luxury second-hand car in 1998? Well, it's a Lexus. So they transported the Lexus all the way back to 1970 something, made a 1973, 1974 car with a Lexus badge on it. And I was like, there's no way they did that to me, dude. I was like, that's a Lexus. That's a 1970s Lexus. It is a Toyota Celica with a different roof, like the hood, because it's a Datsun hood. But it has a Lexus badge. Like, come on, just do your research.
Just a car, Hickey.
You paid way too much attention to that. I didn't even notice anything. I was just like, oh, he bought a car. Cool.
Yeah, the first Lexus car was the LS400 that came out in 1989. So I was like, wait a second, there's something wrong with that car. There shouldn't be a Lexus in that time frame. What the fuck is that thing? So looking at it, it was like, that looks like a Toyota old car, but the hood is different. It's the offspring of a Datsun and a Toyota Celica, both from 1973. What the fuck? Why put the badge of a fucking Lexus? Just put the Toyota badge. Anyway.
I was like, he's just gonna keep going about this Lexus.
This is important.
I just
think
think
it's very important.
The
way more important than
anachronism
talking about
is-
the character of Yoshiko Tsuyama, the not girlfriend of Iguchi.
Nah, fuck
Not
her.
girlfriend. Fuck her. Listen, there's cars to talk about.
Yes, there's an anachronon time traveling Lexus on this show, dude. But the thing is, even the last episode, they don't give a shit about the girls. They go see the car. Why would I care about the girls if the main cast don't care about them?
I did like throughout the
care
series
about
that
Alexis.
anytime Iguchi was essentially courted by a woman who's totally swayed by him, and he just always, not my style, girl, and he rides away.
Not my style.
Oh, he's playing hard
it's
to
not
get.
my style. Oh, dude. Yeah, no, but like, see, I kind of like the way they play that up, right? Because it's like, it's that constant thing. It's just like, it's not my style. It's not my style. Then we get to that like second last episode, I think it is, right? Where it's like Yoshiko is finally thinking of like confessing to him after all that time, and she goes to do it, and he just instantly goes like, no, don't say it. Let me be the first one to say it. And it's just like, oh my god, my man.
Yeah.
this guy over here.
He's a dick. See, he's a dick. It has nothing to do with him being a delinquent. He's just a dick.
Nah.
No one in the show is a dick. They're a dick when they do delinquent things, But when they're doing serious things, they're not a dick, except Eguchi. When it doesn't matter the situation is serious, he's gonna be a dick. I was like, man, this guy's a dick. Holy shit. He's like,
he's similar to his brother, dude. His brother's the same way. And fucking every time we see him with his brother, it's just like they fucking try talking to each other. And it's like, you want to fight? Yeah, let's go.
Go, bro. The fucking completely different from Eguchi, but keeping the same vibe. The normal hair, his hobbies, fishing.
Right.
That's like the fucking that's the spin up I want to see what he's doing, because like my man seems like such a fucking calm, collected, normal person who just has the shortest fuse in the world. That guy gets annoyed real fast.
But he in the episode where he's getting like his friend so they can go on a fishing trip, he actually rides Eguchi's bike, and he rides like a delinquent. It's kind of funny.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, I want to see what the fuck that guy's up to. What's his story?
I was very impressed throughout the show of the music and the kind of art / animation that they used.
Oh yeah, the visuals for this.
It was so much higher end than I was expecting.
So this got a Blu-ray re-release, I'm pretty sure, which is what we saw. But yeah, no, like the detail, the fucking background shit, the way everything looks. This show looks good, very good. It's kind of a surprise actually, because when you just look at the fucking like key art here on my anime list, you're looking at it and it's like, yeah, it looks like an 80s show.
Yeah, right.
But then you actually go and watch it and it's like, oh my god, dude, this show look like, yeah, sure, the character designs are silly and, you know, they blob them up very often and whatnot, but like, if you just look at the backgrounds, like the sea, the sun low in the sky setting, just the color change, the tsunami episode, that fucking, I don't know what it is. I love those like scenes where you're just staring at like a tall building, like the surf episodes, where they're like swimming out there, fucking to go and ride, and just you see that thing just towering over. I love those. It looks so good. And I'm surfing on that wave at the end as well, with the fucking light finally, when like the fucking clouds clearing and the sun finally shines, and it shines through the wave, and it cuts from like really dark to really light, and just like, oh, that is fucking art right there.
Yeah, the surfer episode is one of the weakest, but that and
I liked it a lot. I liked it a lot.
I think it's on the weak side because it's just a collection of people collectively bitching about something that is extremely relevant. And there's like 2 episodes that are like that. It is a non-issue that could be resolved if people weren't bitching about it.
And when someone
realizes, no, come on.
I'm not giving that. This is literally high school. High schoolers are the kings of fucking bitching about nothing.
It's like when someone realizes someone is bitching about something, they could do something to fix the situation. They start bitching about it. And it was like, you guys can just sit and just say 2 words and everything is resolved. But no, an issue with bitching. Bitching involved. This one and the school festival episodes are the ones where it's like, this is a non-issue. It's completely dumb. To be fair, the school episode is kind of Eguchi's fault, but regardless, this one. But the ending sequence with the surfing, I'm gonna have our best man Gonda crying on the fucking surfboard. He's like, I'm gonna show I'm the real man, dude. He's like, Doug, I'm gonna chicken out now. I was like, fuck you, I'm not chicken out.
Surfer guy surfs the fucking giant wave. Eguchi is on his fucking head as per usual, because he also rides his bike that way sometimes, because, you know, he's just cool like that. So he's just sitting on his end, and it's just Gonda at the end, clutching fucking to his surfboard, crying.
But that is very beautiful animated. It's good when we get those long series that takes a lot of time to be completed. It's good to see also the evolution on everything in coloring, technology, in like broadcasting technology. It went from 3.4 to 4:16, right?
Oh, yeah.
On ratio. Out of fucking nowhere, it just changes the ratio of the broadcast. Like, oh yeah, that show took 16 years to complete. Yeah, the preferred ratio changed because we're not on tubes anymore. We're actually moving on technology. The colors became brighter. The tracing of the models and cell shading became lighter. It went from cell shading to digital shade, like digital animation along the series. So it's kind of funny to see those evolutions as well. Sound improved as well.
A lot of things
Recording
changed.
improved. It's really fun to watch. It's a very historical thing. Going through the whole process of starting the series on the economic bone of Japan, going through the crisis, going through the bubble burst, going through the economic resurgence of Japan in late 1990s, through the whole thing.
I think one of the things that's very interesting as well when you go back and listen to like the change, like realize how many years it's been. It's like if you listen to like the voice acting, like not just the quality of it, but like their actual acting skills in episode 1 and as it continued on.
Oh
like,
yeah, that's very,
I think it's a
point.
really good fucking example of that. It's like it wasn't bad in episode 1, but like it's definitely not. You definitely could tell that like a long time passed because he's a lot better by the end of the series at acting.
Yeah. Except Harasawa just stays the same.
Yeah,
he just sounds older.
Oh yeah, Harasawa was perfect the entire time. Don't worry about it.
All right, I do have one big question for you guys. But before I ask that, the the popularity of the show on. So you remember Bebop High School? There was like what 5,000 people that may have seen it. Well, in Shounan Biker Gang here, it's got 556 users have actually scored this. Okay.
Yeah.
3,000 members. It's even less. The question is, did you like this more or less than Bebop High School?
Less.
Way
less. I think Bebop High School is way more hard-boiled than this one. Like, they are... Because Shounan Bakusouzoku is more of a comedy. They are writing, as they claim, they are writing gang. They're not there for fighting. They're not fighting gang. Even though, like, there's one episode where it's episode 3, where the other gang comes to dominate Japan, and they're fighting them, and the guys from the opposite gang is like, oh my god, this is a true fighting gang. But from the beginning, it's just that, yes, every single most dangerous delinquent in Japan kind of ends up in Shounan Bakusouzoku, but it's just a coincidence. They are a riding club. They are just there to be fun and ride their bikes. And there's like the one of the flashback episodes on the wedding. It's kind of like that with the sugarcoating the story.
Yeah.
And Yuno coming back at the end is like, oh, I cannot believe the first generation were just riding their bikes. And it's like, oh, yes, we were just, yes, right, or yeah.
Just a history of being the fucking fighting gang, even though they're not.
Yeah. While in Bebop High School, they're skipping classes recurrently, they're smoking, they're peeping on girls, they're actually carrying blades and not only blunt weapons. Some of them are. They talk about getting STDs, right? So like they're actually having sex and whatnot. So Shonen is way more lighthearted. And if I'm gonna say I'll watch a good delinquent show, I'm gonna say Bebop High School. If you want a fun comedy that involves delinquents, watch Shounan Bakusouzoku. Yeah, they're kind of different, and analyzing them with those differences in mind, Bebop High School is a better show. It's more concise as well. Took less time to finish. The episodes are shorter, and
Not by much. It's
not
50
by much.
minutes an episode,
not by
and it's
not
7
by
episodes
much,
opposed to 12.
Yeah, not by much, but it's still kind of all episodes were produced in the same time frame instead of this one where you need to deal with technology changes and aspect ratio changes,
Right.
and equality changes and demographic changes. This doesn't look anything like the manga, by the way, because I took a look at the manga. It has absolutely nothing to do with the manga. The manga, it's kind of like watching, what is the name again? Ghost in the Shell, and reading the manga for Ghost in the Shell. It's pretty much the same thing.
Yep.
So yeah, Bebop High School is a better show. I had more entertaining watching Bebop High School than I was watching Shounan Bakusouzoku, and I think I enjoyed Shounan Bakusouzoku so much because I watched Bebop High School. Before.
Okay. That's actually a good point, because I don't think I would have enjoyed this as much if I watched it before Bebop High School. So I guess just by proxy, and all the points you made, I do agree. I think Bebop High School's a better show. Even though I'm pretty sure I'm going to give them the same score.
Same. Like, I can agree to a certain extent. Here's the thing for me. Right? I think there's two things, or one thing that essentially separates this, because they are both in a lot of ways the same in terms of like style. They're both mostly comedy focused. Like, yes, I agree that they have more like serious topics in Bebop High School, but it's still played for laughs. And the biggest difference between Bebop High School and Shounan Bakusouzoku is the fact that, well, Shounan Bakusouzoku is a shonen anime, whilst Bebop High School is a seinen anime. Basically, it's Bebop High School is made for an older audience. So that kind of makes sense then for why, this is more lighthearted. I think it's hard to say if I like Bebop High School more. I do like Bebop High School a lot, but I find them not hard to compare. They are easy to compare. There's things that I way prefer over Bebop High School. Like, Bebop High School made me laugh a whole lot more than Shounan Bakusouzoku did. Yeah, like, it's not even close. But at the same time, it's like, I don't know, man. There's just something about like that feeling of fucking Shounan Bakusouzoku that just
it's the motorcycle.
So good. Okay, fuck off. I'm not a motorcycle guy.
But it's the writing part, right? It's the guy, the opening scene. Oh, the rain tastes like oil.
I think that made more of an impact on you than it did on anybody else. But yeah,
no, come on. I put it in chat too. The rain, it tastes bitter. Like rust.
Like rust.
I mean, yes, it's a fucking cheesy line. I love it. But like,
then you see him again, like pursuing his dreams in America, riding a
yeah. No, like
it's that more you have more of that freedom, the driving, the wind. So it's definitely
it's all about just kind of letting loose for those like. These are like the last 3 years of our youth. We are fucking letting everything loose now. Because once we're done here, we're adults. We're entering the workforce. We're starting proper lives. We're moving on. Just like that, that's not something you get out of Bebop High School. That's not the point. They are delinquents through and through.
That's true. Late mentioning, but Shounan Bakusouzoku is a coming of age story.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
So let's see it even in the last year of high school and learning from where people came from, where the gang came from, where they're going. Not even for the main characters, but the supporting characters. Shiga-san gets the girlfriend that is the former leader.
Yep. My man Shiga runs a ramen shop. Gentleman.
And there's this whole story of Shige and the other ramen shop owner before him, right? Yeah, he's complaining that the noodles are shit.
Yeah. That shit is great. God damn it, I love this show. This show's great. I love it.
Yeah, it is. It's a really good coming of age story. Everyone, if you analyze it, everyone has like this coming of age. One of the like the couple, the high school couple from the first generation. One of the delinquents from the first generation, that is the quiet guy, right? He's like with the lips. He's like, oh, he's always quiet. Like, you're always quiet and level-headed. Can you just talk them to stop fighting? And he just explodes and he'll fight as well. And you see him later doing sake with his father, and he's more communicative. He's talking a lot. He's joking around. In Samantha's episode, he appears again, right? With a completely different personality, because he's now working. He's working with his father and breaking with his father left and right, being almost sociable. So he also has this guy who appeared in one episode, had 2 lines, have this huge growth in 3-4 episodes the second time you see them. So yeah, it's a really good show. I still think I prefer, now that People of High School is better, but I prefer People of High School. I don't think I would even watch Shounan Bakusouzoku if I haven't watched People of High School, especially because it was People of High School who kicked us in the why are the Japanese so weird, and why are they praising delinquents that were running rampant in Japan at the same time there was happening, and end up making a bunch of free advertisement for gangs in the Yakuza in the 80s. Kind of series of anime we were watching podcast. But it's not saying that Shounan Bakusouzoku is a really great anime. I had a little bit of problems with Eguchi past episode 9, but it's fine. It doesn't change my opinion on the show.
So, scoring wise, I ended up going the same as Bebop High School with an 8 out of 10. I was very pleased with the watch, pleased with the way the characters interacted from episode to episode. For something that was 50-ish minutes per episode, just throwing on one like essentially a night, and then just kind of closing the laptop and going, that was good. Looking forward to the next episode tomorrow. That was a good feeling. Much different than a lot of the other shows that we have been watching, from a slew of City Hunter. just to name that one as an example. Very enjoyable. Highly recommend for sure. This was much different than a lot of the, you don't hear, dare I say, you don't hear a lot of anime podcasts out there talking about Shounan Bakusouzoku.
No, I mean, like, clearly you could just look at the popularity of this show. Like, this is one of those shows was like, I mean, same thing. Like, I would have never even known that this was a thing. Yeah, right. Like, I would have never known this was a fucking thing unless I watched that like one Kenny Lauderdale video like years ago where he talked about this show. Like, which was just completely random. I was just like, oh, cool, 80s stuff. What do we got? And it's like, oh, that sounds cool. I should watch that someday. And now we're watching it for the podcast, and it's just like, oh my god, dude, I underestimated. This is good.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so glad it didn't get just canceled because of the bubble bursting in the late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah, because then it could have been one of those shows where it's just shortened to 2 OVA episodes, and then you just never hear from it again.
Yep. Yeah, nah. But this thing did become pretty popular as well, right? Because like it has a live action movie as well, but it also got like fan. It does. Yeah, it had a fan play as well. It had a fan play as well, dude. It's fucking.
Look at how tight that jeans is.
Yeah. Yeah, nah, it's fucking great. But yeah, nah, I agree with JD. I ended up scoring this an 8 out of 10 as well. Like, there's some things here and there that I'm not a huge fan of, and like the 50 minutes an episode does become a bit of a like investment, and there are times where you kind of feel like, okay, I'm a little bored right now, things aren't really moving, we're spending a long time kind of just looking out at nothing. Like, there's a couple of slow moments, but like at the grand scheme of things, it's like, oh, whenever an episode ends, I don't know. I got this happy feeling in my stomach. I don't know how to fucking explain it other than that. It's like just like my stomach starts feeling warm, and it's just like, man, that was a good time. I enjoyed myself.
Yeah, I'll go with an 8 as well.
Hey.
My biggest problem is the opposite of stories. Sometimes the episode will just do a 90 90-degree turn and change the subject completely.
Yeah,
it's like, what the fuck? Just what do you mean? The fucking beach episode, the tsunami one, where Eguchi's trying to get the 10,000 yen he wasted because he forgot it was actually from the club. He's working and he's trying, and he's like, oh, if I fail, I'll go bald. He fails, but everything just gets completely ignored. Suddenly we are at the beach and we're just enjoying our summer vacations. Like, what happened with the bald thing? That didn't
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, why are you worried about it?
Yeah, we can't have fuck Hideyosaki becoming bald. Come on now.
Like episode 3, it was like about this girl falling in love with Eguchi, and suddenly it changes for Harasawa having a girlfriend. It's like, what the fuck? Just what? What? Where's the? Doesn't make a lot of sense of the turns and twists of the show, but yeah, I had a lot of fun. One episode a night, just taking it slow, just writing, fighting. It's fun. Everyone has ketchup on their mouths.
Everybody has ketchup, yes.
And also, they get defeated by one punch.
Yep. And then the fucking ending is. I love the ending when it's just like when everything's said and done, and we just have the gang, except for Yosuke, of course, show up and they fucking like, trim their hair and shit. Fucking Marukawa's are completely bald. It's just like, oh my god, man, look at them trying to look respectable.
It ends on the note where Eguchi still has a blue pompadour, and his girlfriend's like, when are you gonna just, change your hairstyle and start coloring or decoloring your hair? It's like, I don't know, maybe one day. Like, never growing out of the good old days and stuff. It's a nice show. It's an actually good coming of age story with delinquent people, funnily enough.
All right, Hickey.
Aside the Lexus. The Lexus.
God fucking damn it, Hickey.
Hickey, what is the next episode we're covering?
The next episode, or the next podcast, will be on Kaiji, the Ultimate Survivor.
Oh my god. It's fucking Squid Game. It's back.
I didn't realize we're reviewing the show about you.
Yes. My ever-increased depth and occasional death matches I participate on.
Yeah. I don't know what is
From
that.
2007 to 2008 is probably the most modern anime we covered so far by Studio Madhouse. Pre-2010 Studio Madhouse. It'll be fun. The show's fun.
All right, guys. This was Red Leaf Retrocast. Thanks for joining. See you next time, everybody.
Peace.
Bye.